If you had told me 5 years ago that I'd be obsessed with 7 South Korean men, I would have laughed in your face. But here we are. Hi, I'm Joy. Welcome to my channel and to the story of how I accidentally became ARMY. Let's rewind back to 2017. I was new to K-pop. I worked at a sushi restaurant and they played a lot of K-pop music. I enjoyed a lot of the songs, so I started to gradually build my own playlist. But I didn't follow any particular group or artists. To be honest, I was intimidated by K-pop stan culture, so I avoided it. Around that time, I started to hear a lot of buzz about some South Korean group called BTS. They were set to perform at the American Music Awards. I remember thinking, wow, that's a big deal. Let me look up their music. Yeah, no. That's not true. This video would have been a lot shorter if that were the case. While I did not look up their music, I did stumble on an article about BTS. The article talked about their lyricism and how their music covered taboo topics like mental health, self-love, and social issues. I thought that was really cool, especially for a K-pop group. While I was impressed, my research pretty much stopped there. At the time, I was 26, and I assumed that BTS were for teenagers. I know, horrible assumption. I just didn't think they were for me, though. So I moved on, but not before I looked up a photo of the group. Hello. Who is that? He is so good looking. What is his name? Okay, I see you, Jen. In hindsight, my past reaction as a local is pretty hilarious because I was unknowingly a part of a major BTS moment in real time. I witnessed how the Kim Sok-jin got his nickname as Mr. Worldwide Handsome. But yeah, other than that, no big reaction. I basically wished the group well and kept it moving. Fast forward to 2020. I was randomly thinking about the Chicken Noodle Soup song that came out in 2006. I was curious about what happened to the artist, so I did some Googling. During my research, I learned that there was a new version of the song by, you guessed it, J-Hope of BTS. Oh yeah, he's from that group I read about a few years ago. Now, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I had low expectations. By that time, I had listened to quite a few K-pop songs, and I was not impressed with the rapping. So I went in, with low expectations, expecting to be disappointed, but I was pleasantly surprised. Not only could this man rap, he could dance, like really, really well. I tried, emphasis on tried, to learn the dance. He made it look so effortless. Surely I can do it too, right? Right? No. I learned very quickly that I am not J-Hope. My dancing ability is not up to par. Despite my struggles, I still had a lot of fun. But this was not yet the point that I became ARMY. So at that time, I just kept it moving. Later that year, I was browsing albums on Apple Music. I noticed that BTS had released a new album called B. Oh, it's this group again. Okay, fine. I will listen to the first song on the album. That song, of course, was Life Goes On. I fell in love instantly. The song was so pretty and soothing. It felt like a hug in audio form, which is what I really needed at the time. Life Goes On was the very first BTS song that I added to my playlist, so it's very special to me. Am I ARMY now? No, not yet. I was really sleepy that night, and so I didn't listen to any more songs. And I kind of forgot to listen to the rest of the album later. Oops. Fast forward to July 2021. I watched a YouTuber critique BTS's new English song, Permission to Dance. He straight up roasted the song, y'all. And honestly, I kind of agreed. Sorry. What's interesting, though, is in that same video, he was also critical of the group's other English song, Butter. I consider myself a fair person, so I wanted to give it a chance, and plus I like to form my own opinions about music. So I gave it a listen, and I was quickly like, excuse me, sir. Butter is a bop. I was obsessed. I watched the music video shortly after and loved the song even more. The visuals, the choreography, and wait a minute, is that man eating butter? Butter was quickly added to my playlist, and I basically looped it all summer. Even still, though, I was not a fan just yet. I was more casual at that point. But BTS was definitely on my radar now. Now that I had watched Butter an embarrassing amount of times, videos about BTS fans would periodically pop up on my YouTube feed. I watched a few videos, and they seemed pretty fanatic. I needed answers, though. Why were these people so devoted to these guys? So I searched for a video to learn more. I stumbled upon Rice Squad's A Story of BTS video, and that changed everything. I learned about their underdog journey and how they came from a small company. I learned about how they fought hard to get to where they are today. I've always seen myself as an underdog, so their story really resonated with me. I learned about how involved in the creative process they are and how they write their own lyrics and produce their own music. They seemed like they genuinely cared about their craft. I also thought it was really sweet to see their strong bond as a group, as well as their deep appreciation for their fans. They didn't seem to take their success for granted. I now understood why people were rooting for them. And that day, I started to root for them too. And then I fell hard down the rabbit hole. Okay, so I started by learning the stage names, and I got them down pretty quickly, so I was really proud of myself until I looked at the YouTube comments. I saw people mentioning Namjoon, Hobi, Taehyung. I hadn't heard of them. Also, who is Yoongi, and why does everybody want to marry him? How many members are there? I could have sworn there were only 7. It was a huge learning curve. Oh, and don't get me started on the different hair colors. So I thought, this is just a phase. I gave myself 3 months tops. I was learning the names and the faces and seeing the cute little videos. But I thought, 3 months from now, I'm going to look back and think, oh yeah, remember you followed that group? But then came Hobi Palooza, then the D-Day tour, then the Hope on the Street tour, and I'm still here. I learned very quickly that it's not a phase, it's a lifestyle. So that's my Bangtan origin story. If you're new to the fandom or deep in the trenches like me, welcome. This is a place for BTS appreciation, community, and a little bit of chaos. Drop your BTS story in the comments. I'd love to read them and geek out together. This video kicks off my channel. It's something that I've wanted to do for the longest time, but I was too scared. But now I'm letting go of that fear. As Yoongi once said, if you think you're going to crash, accelerate harder, you idiot. So on that note, let's go. And by go, I mean catch up on all the Run BTS episodes that we were supposed to watch. So much for finishing them before they returned. Happy BTS year, y'all. We made it!
Yeah!